Oh my god, you won't believe what I'm about to tell you. Well, you will if you watch my videos. Contrary to popular belief, our Dems are doing the work. And this is day 162 of Daily Dems doing the work, making noise, and fighting back. As you might have heard yesterday, Ami Bera is this week's Repping the Rep. He brought attention to this fantastic Washington Post article. Yeah, they still have some good ones about how our current measles outbreak was completely preventable. Gabe Amo has today's Democratic Daily Download, and he posted about how the big ugly law will affect Rhode Island. Nanette Barragan, along with Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Sylvia Garcia, led a letter signed by 24 other Dems to the FCC Commissioner and Acting Bureau Chief, demanding they include language accessibility and hurricane warnings, which, if implemented, would save so many lives. At 10 a.m. today, we got the DNC's daily blueprint. They highlighted the 6 Republicans that the DNC has been calling out all weekend on social media. These are Don Bacon. A clinic has already announced they're closing in his district. Derek Van Orden made a celebratory post on Twitter until he realized how unpopular that was and took it down. Troy Nails literally said he doesn't care how many people lose Medicaid in his district. Tom Keene, Young Kim just have districts with a lot of Medicaid patients and households that use SNAP. Rob Bresnahan, the biggest hypocrite of them all, who ran on ending congressional stock trading and has already sold his stock to one of the largest Medicaid providers. So bravo to the DNC for highlighting these. Last week, Dan Goldman spoke at the kickoff of Disability Pride Month with Disability Unite in New York. Couldn't find a video, but at least we have this photo. Mark Pocan, along with Ro Khanna and Jan Schakowsky, reintroduced their Save Medicaid Act, which has forced private companies to stop using the word Medicaid to scam people into getting their insurance. We've been introducing this at least since 2021. Ayanna Pressley was instrumental in getting Boston to rename the Roxbury Library after Sarah Ann Shaw, who was the first Black woman television reporter in Boston, and she passed away last year. This is the perfect way to honor her. I love being able to share stories where our Dems are fighting back in hyper-local ways, because I promise you that matters just as much. And finally, on Wednesday, Sheldon Whitehouse is doing his 300th Time to Wake Up climate emergency speech. His first one was on April 18th, 2012, because he didn't think Obama was doing enough with climate change. It's an understatement to say a lot has changed since then. If you made it to the end of this post, comment with 7 words, because that helps the algorithm. Also, if you like this new format, and an Earth, because Whitehouse has been fighting for it for a really long time. And if you watched or read any of these stories, comment with what you learned, and a hurricane, because language accessibility and hurricane warnings will save lives. Our voices are our superpower, but only when we use them.